All right, the video today is going to be replacing the PTO belt on my Ventrac 4500Z. We found this while greasing the Zerk fittings yesterday. This PTO belt is shot. You can see it's got glazing and cracking. Whole chunk is missing out of it there. So this is a good reason why you need to do general preventative maintenance on your tractor. You should really be checking this PTO belt a lot more frequently than what I have. You know, it is what it is, and this is usually how you find it when it fails, and I just got lucky to find it right before it failed. So we're gonna be changing that out today. First thing we need to do is get this belt guard off, and it's a 7/16 bolt. All right, that should do right there. And then if you lift up on the pulley here, you'll get enough slack just to get it right off. We're looking inside the right-hand side of the tractor here where your fuel filter is. I caught a couple grease points in here that I was working on for my maintenance of the tractor. What I'm gonna try to do is get this nut off the bolt on the back side of the muffler, and then I'm gonna get this bolt out right here, and hopefully this whole shroud piece will lift up enough to where I can get the belt out from between it and the front hand bracket there. So this is a 1/2 inch nut. This one up in here is going to be a 7/16. We can't get that one from the front because the grill is too tight to get a socket up inside of it. Definitely want to do this when the tractor's cool, because that muffler is sitting right there at your fingers and it will burn you. We've got a little bit of play now. Hopefully that'll give us enough room to get the belt out. That looks like about as good of an angle as I'm going to get you to see getting that belt out, and you can see it right here. Right there's your belt. I'm going to try to go over the front side here, but I'm going to do it from laying on my back under the tractor. Hopefully you saw that. It literally just fell right out. Okay, your belt tensioner pulley comes apart right here where the red and black meet. And on the back hand side of it, you can barely see it, but there's just a cotter pin in there. So I'm going to pop that cotter pin out, and this piece right here should just pull right away from the black piece, and that'll allow us to get our belt the rest of the way off. All right, I couldn't get the camera up in there, but let me show you what I did. So, if it'll lighten up there. All right, I pushed the linkage all the way forward, and the cotter pin, the head of it was sticking out right against the wall there. And I took a pair of needle nose pliers that had been on the end, and I stuck it up in the head, and I held it there. And then I took my left hand and I pulled the linkage back out with the handle, and it popped it right out. I'm gonna actually push that linkage to right there, because it looks like that's where I get my most room. Then I'm just gonna pull out on this fairing with my other hand. Push it just a little bit farther. Try to figure out where the most room is. Just got back from the Ventrac dealer. Had to pull this thing up in the shade. It's getting hot outside. There's the number for the PTO belt for the Ventrac 4500Z. And I'm just going to apply a little bit of outward pressure here on my front fairing. So what I did is I put the belt in there kind of sideways. It's got it wedged a little bit. I can't turn it sideways now. And then I use this arm to work it back and forth, and it actually helped work the belt up against the front fairing there. Start on this side over here, and then you just twist it on around. That's significantly tighter than the old one that came off of it. Of course, it was all cracked up and had some pieces missing out of it. That belt action needs to go to the back section of that pulley, just like that. Well, looky there. So the last thing I want to do is adjust the tension on this new PTO belt. So if you look at this right here, I'm going to guess without measuring, that's probably about an inch of play. The Ventracs they had sitting at the dealership was probably about half of that. So I'm actually going to tighten this belt up and see how that does for me. So the first step is to loosen this bolt here. And I'm just going to barely crack it off because it's under tension, and then you want to take the tension off of it. The reason I do that bolt first is because there's a bracket here and you can't get the wrench up in there to get that bolt loosened. And then what you want to do is rotate it clockwise just a little bit. We're going to try to tighten it down right there and see what it looks like. All right. Tighten it up. And that looks better to me. That's probably about the same amount of play as the new 4520s I saw at the factory. So we're going to give that a shot and see how it works. And you can tell by the paint, that's where it's been the whole time since the tractor was built. I'm not sure if it needs to be there or not, but I like that a lot better. So when I bought this tractor, this front fairing was damaged, so I've actually taken the hood off and the front fairing and replaced it, and doing it by yourself is pretty aggravating. I'd recommend having 2 people to do it. So this is a way you can do it by yourself, and it's very quick. If I had the belt with me, this is less than a 30-minute job, and it could probably be done out in the field as well. No special tools required. We used a 7/16 inch wrench, we used a 1/2 inch wrench or socket, and we used a pair of pliers, and that was it. Hope this helped y'all out. Be doing a lot more Ventrac videos coming up. I've actually installed a lot of the stuff on my tractor. I've done the front valve kit here. I did the 3-point hitch. I do all my maintenance on it. So maybe we'll find something else to do to this tractor whenever it starts giving us issues. But hopefully this helped y'all out. Just follow along with the channel, and there'll be a lot more content on this. Appreciate y'all watching.